So you're thinking about starting an Instagram account, podcast, or YouTube channel. But then the question is, what's the most important step? And also, is 2021 even a time where you can still become someone or somewhat successful on any of these platforms? That is the topic that I want to talk to you about today. So grab a tea and let's talk about it. Now, this is a video topic that is as much for you as it is for me in some sense. It is something that I constantly have to remind myself of if I go onto YouTube, and especially if I go to any of these platforms and I notice someone having huge success. If I hear those stories of, for example, a show like Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan Experience podcast being bought over to Spotify for $100 million US, or for those creators that have millions of subscribers, or maybe even hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It easily becomes a daunting task to even get started somewhere. And yet, at the same point, all of those people had to start at some specific point for themselves, and they all started with pretty much 0 subscribers, 0 audience, and they just had to build it right from there. Now, for myself, I've been doing YouTube specifically for a bit more than 3, maybe 4 years, where I did regular or semi-regular uploads. But that's actually one of the big points, because doing regular uploads is probably one of the key success stories in all of this, be it on Instagram, be it on a podcast, or be it on YouTube or any of those other platforms. There is a very small amount of people that just skyrocket to fame, but for most people, it is consistency and just sticking to it. But that's, in my opinion, not even the most important part, because that is actually just starting. Starting by setting up a camera, setting up your podcast equipment, maybe just take your phone and film on that or record your podcast on that. It does not really matter. The only thing that matters is that you actually get going, publish something, and then iterate from there. So basically, to start over that process every single time you have hit publish. Now, I can attest to that. Starting is 100% the most important step, because if you don't start, you will never end up anywhere whatsoever. So that is, in my opinion, the most important step. And that is true throughout the board. Whether you think that you have nothing to share, whether you think that there are tons of other people who are way more successful than you are, or any of those other excuses that you might have in your head, the most important step is just get started. I just experienced that myself with my partner Nicole, who started a YouTube channel early 2020 when she was also building a yoga studio here in Hof. Now, the interesting thing there is there are hundreds of influencers in the yoga space. There are hundreds of YouTube channels that are doing yoga classes on YouTube, and there are huge accounts as well. Not to mention that the same thing is also true for different languages. So you have English and German and Spanish, and you have yoga instructors all over the place. So it isn't really an argument to not do your thing, because there are a lot of people in that space already. It's because there will always be people that are more drawn toward your style or your language or your makeup and how you present yourself. And then there will be others who are drawn to another tone of voice, another yoga style, or any of those things. Now, if Nicole would not have done that step in early 2020 to start her YouTube journey there, then she would also not now be at a place where she has over 1,500 subscribers just about a year later. Now that channel is monetized, now she can start earning a part of her income from YouTube, or grow in a different way by being able to actually invest back into that business as well. So in my opinion, it is very important to think about YouTube as a business opportunity. Not necessarily purely business, because I also think that you really have to have some of the passion in all of this to stick to the process and making videos, even if you don't get comments, even if you don't have that income from YouTube because you did not reach that subscriber mark yet or similar things. But overall, YouTube is a business opportunity. Be it for advertising your business, be it for building a new branch of income, or building a whole new community. That is one of the exciting things here. But again, in the whole process, the most important step is to actually get started. Set up your camera, set up your podcast equipment, start creating, and also start publishing. Now, why is this a video that is very much for you as well as for me? And that is because I notice myself again and again falling into the exact same traps. And maybe this video can be a reminder for myself and for you. There are always new people on the market. There are always people looking for something different. And they might be using certain keywords that only you have in your video. Maybe you present the information in a different style than other people before you, so that's why people are drawn to you. And maybe you're just younger, more energetic, or you're older, and with that comes a certain calm or wisdom. So there's always new people, there's always interest for you. And a really cool quote that I also carry around with me in that space, and I heard it first by Ali Abdal, who is also a very interesting and cool YouTuber, and he said in a video, there are no unique messages. There are just unique messengers. And you can be one of those messengers if you get started, if you sit down, do the first step, and that is to get started. Now, I am now back into this studio, even though on Monday I didn't feel like it, I had no video planned, and I did not know what I'm going to produce in terms of the next few videos. But once more, I sat myself down and I set myself in front of my to-do list, in front of my script list and idea list, and I made an order, a kind of like a collection of thoughts of where do I want to start, which videos do I want to make, and now I am sitting here, I'm talking to the camera again, and I am getting started once more, because it's an ongoing process of on and again, starting and starting and starting. So you'll never stop, and if you do that, you can also grow your YouTube, podcast, Instagram, business, whatever you want to build to be something successful. Just keep in mind that over and over, you will have to start, get moving, become the momentum, and present the world with whatever you have to share. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you in some way, motivating or picking you up. And if you are procrastinating right now and watching this video, maybe it is time to set aside the computer, set aside YouTube, and get going. Start with your creation, make it happen. Now, I hope this video is leaving you in a positive spirit. If it does, please leave a sign of that in the comment section down below, and I'm looking out for your messages there. And while you're down there, maybe you can also leave a like to the video. That would help out a tremendous amount. And if you're not done yet and you want to watch a couple more videos, I will also have 2 other videos right here that might be interesting just for you. With that said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao!